Aloha, everyone. Again, it is time to make your way to your seats. I hope everyone got a good look at all of the desserts. But we're about to get started, so come on over and sit on down, and we'll be starting in just a moment. All right, everyone at the dessert table, make sure you're making your way to your tables so we can get this started and get our hands on those desserts. I'm so excited. Hello. Well, good to see you. All righty, let's get this thing started. Aloha, everyone, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us this evening. I'm Kelly Simek from KH12, and I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. Oh, thank you. Oh, stop it. And you guys, it is so wonderful to be back and in person this year. Now, the last couple of years, of course, the event's been virtual, and we are still streaming the event. So aloha to everyone that's watching at home as well. And thank you for tuning in to this year's event. But how wonderful is it to be back in person? Look at your neighbors, you guys. We're in person, actually, together in the physical. This is wonderful, right? I know. Cheers to that. And drinking champagne. That was something else. It was like drinking on your own. Now we have an excuse, and now it's a little more acceptable, right? Now, of course, in the face of the pandemic, the world witnessed the power of women on the front lines, stepping forward to aid our communities and amplifying our voices. And we are so excited to gather here tonight to aid our communities and amplify those voices and be healthy and invigorated. So welcome, everyone, to the 17th Annual Women's Fund of Hawaii Tea and Champagne event. All right, if everyone can come and get seated, we are kicking off, again, the 17th annual event. It is basically our 17th birthday. And what do you do on your 17th birthday? You can finally go out and party, be in person. So we're leaving our house and partying tonight. So who's ready to party tonight? Right? It sounds like not a lot of you have gotten those glasses of champagne just yet. I have mine. It's hidden under here, but let's start things off with a cheers, you guys. Everyone raise your glasses. Welcome to the 17th Annual Women's Fund of Hawaii Tea and Champagne event. We are going to have a beautiful evening, and cheers to finally being back in person with all the strong, powerful women that we know and love. Cheers, you guys. Now, before we get started with the program, we do have a few housekeeping notes. Parking validation, as well as the restrooms, all near the registration table. So if you haven't gotten your parking validation, they do have stickers for you over there. The bathrooms are just from this way to the right of the registration table. And for our live stream viewers, please turn your volume up because we're in for an exceptional evening, all while raising funds as well as awareness for incredible local organizations supporting the women and girls of Hawaii. Right? That is why we are all here. Now, there are quick response codes in your event program. So you guys, open up your program books. There are QR codes like the barcodes in restaurants. So when you scan the code, it will direct you to the information that you need. And for the QR codes, there are two. So make sure you scan the two different ones. One is for donating and the other is for the silent auction. So scan those codes as often as you'd like. Now, there's no limit to the number of times or, of course, the amount that you can give. And remember, you have to complete your information or we won't know to add your donation to the table's dessert dash total. And we'll talk a little bit about the dessert dash coming up in just a bit too. Now, also, we're accepting checks at your tables, so see your friendly table concierge for help with the giving as well. All right, everybody. I'm testing if you're listening and testing if you've been here before. If you guys know what the dessert dash is, can I get a round of applause? Who knows what the dessert dash is? Okay, so you guys know we are in for a lot of fun and a little bit of competition right now. No, a little bit of a history. It was an idea from the board member, Kayla Rosenfeld. So generous pastry chefs and restaurants have donated the delectable desserts that you see in the foyer area. And each of those desserts is going to be available for you. Each table gets to dash over to the dessert table and stake your claim, but your spot in the lineup is based on how much money your table raises. All right, everybody. If I could just get you to sit down and listen up, because again, we are here for one reason, and it's to support the Women's Fund, and we want to make sure you know exactly how to do that this evening, especially with the dessert table. So if you guys can stay seated and pay attention for just a little bit, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, now each table gets to dash over to the dessert tables and stake your claim, but your spot in the lineup is based on how much money your table raises. Now, the more money you raise, the sooner you get to choose your dessert, and the better your chance to get the dessert you want. Now, you can track how your table is doing on the leaderboard on the event site, which is tnchampagne.swell.gives. And you are in control of your dessert destiny this evening. So make sure you are bidding on the silent auctions. You can do that until 7 p.m. And then also for those that are watching at home, you can also help out your friends here that are in the ballroom by bidding on their tables, donating to their tables, and then that'll help them get the desserts that they want as well. Now, again, you can bid on the silent auction items until 7 tonight. The QR code is in your program, or you can visit tnc2022.ggo.bid. So let's show aloha to the many local businesses and companies that have donated items to help us raise funds for Women's Fund Hawai'i. All right, you guys, we're also going to be reposting any photos that you share on social media with the hashtag T4Good. So we, of course, love seeing your support for this very worthy cause. So I know I see a lot of you guys taking selfies, taking photos, so make sure you post those and hashtag T4Good. And also in your programs, we have some extra pages. That's going to be for origami. Volunteer Michelle Ching can share a flower tutorial. Centerpieces are also going to be taken home. So if you guys want to fight that out, who gets to take home the origami centerpieces, you can do that as well. Now, our buffet captains will start coming by and tell you what your table's turn is to go when the buffet opens. Now, in the meantime, make sure you fill your glasses, check out all the delicious desserts, and have fun outbidding all of your friends in the silent auction, and of course, donating to the Women's Fund. Check out all of the delicious desserts that are back there and make sure that you're bidding enough to make sure that you have your first pick, or at least your table does. Again, fill your glasses, enjoy the bidding, and that means you folks at home as well. And then we'll see you back here at 6:15 for tonight's program. Aloha, everyone. Thank you so much for listening and, of course, for donating. Cheers.
No, it's okay. It's just fucking shit.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good time. Hope everyone's enjoying the food. My name's Sharon Lovejoy. Hey, I'm the board chair for Women's Fund, and welcome to our 17th annual Tea and Champagne fundraising event. This is our premier event each year, and we thank all of you for coming and enjoying the tea, the champagne, the food, and what will become, hopefully, all of your favorite event, the dessert dash that's coming up. So our nonprofit is dedicated to supporting innovative grassroots programs in Hawaii. It promotes equity and equality for everyone in Hawaii who identifies as female. We are a grant-making organization. We raise money, and then we give it away to typically small organizations that often don't qualify for the larger grants. And a lot of these programs are simply amazing. The inventiveness that our grantees have and the good they do in the community is truly mind-boggling at times. We have, I don't even know the number, but I know there are more than 10,000 nonprofits in Hawaii. And it can be a challenge to discover which ones are really necessary and deserving. Only a small fraction, a very small fraction, are focused on women and girls. And so it's really important that we provide the money and the resources necessary in order to lift those organizations. We also use the money that we raise to do original programming and as well as to do educational programs in order to raise the issues to the larger public that might otherwise go unnoticed. We are also working to become a central organization for information on women and girls. We have commissioned studies and reports on the status of women and girls in Hawaii. If any of you would like to learn more about information that has been uncovered, I urge you to contact the organization because it's really good information that can be used for the greater good in figuring out where resources should be applied in order to raise the educational opportunities, the economic situation of women and girls in Hawaii. So I would like to recognize our incredible board of directors. Would each of you please stand? Women's Fund Board of Directors, please stand. And we also have quite a number of our previous board of directors members. Would you please stand? Prior board members, thank all of you. And I love that this is an organization where past members continue to strongly support it, and that's very important for continuity. So this event could not have happened without the phenomenal volunteers on this event committee. I would love to take credit for it, but I have done zero on this, and I think it's absolutely amazing. So would each of you who have been volunteers to make this event happen, would you please stand? And of course, we are doubly fortunate to have incredible sponsors who also, without them, this event couldn't be possible. So those who represent the event sponsors, would you please stand and be recognized? thank all of you for your support for the women and girls across the state. So finally, for all of you watching from home, please take the time to show your support for the organization. All of you in the room, please, everyone, please add an extra 0 to your donation. This is really a phenomenal organization. It really does amazing good for the state. As we like to say, when women thrive, communities prosper, and I truly believe that is true. It has broad-reaching impact. So there's a lot of fun. Be prepared for the dessert dash if you haven't done it yet. Get your competitive nature out into the front of your persona here, because it's going to be a lot of fun. So with this, I'd like to take a moment to highlight our presenting sponsor, Jenkins Eye Care. And so please direct your attention here to learn more about it. Thank you.
The latest technology. We have a very, very busy cataract practice, as well as laser surgery, as well as glaucoma practice. We've always had a philanthropic.
All right, you guys, let's give it up for Sharon, who is just up here. All right, and here's the video. And there is supposed to be audio with this, so we're going to try to redo this and coming up in just a bit. But Sharon did mention the dessert dash. Now, for those who don't know, again, the table who donates the most is able to grab their dessert first. So now is the time, you guys, start scanning those QR codes and make sure that you're donating to have your first pick of the delicious desserts back at the table. And our audio guys are working hard to try and get this playing. All right, you guys, clap once if you can hear me. Clap twice if you can hear me. 3 times. Hey, all right, perfect. Now, I'm sure some of you didn't arrive in time to hear the earlier announcements. So we want to go over some housekeeping as well as tell you about what's happening for tonight. Now, again, welcome to the 17th annual Women's Fund of Hawaii Tea and Champagne event. Are you guys having a great evening so far? Right? The food has been amazing. For anyone that saw me go for a second plate, I deny it, but yes, it's so good. That pasta, I had to go for round 2. Now, again, for the housekeeping, the restrooms are out towards where the registration table was and then to the right. And if you were parking here on property, there's also validation at the registration table. So that's going to be the place to go when you're going in multiple capacities. All right, now again, we have a couple of QR codes. There's two that are on your table. One is directly for donating, which goes towards your dessert dash. The other one is for the silent auction. Now our silent auction, it's only for about a half hour more, so make sure you're checking out what we have. There are some awesome items. I know there's some great chocolate bags as well as staycations. So make sure you're bidding on the silent auctions. And of course, remembering why we're here, which is to support the Women's Fund. Now, again, for those who don't know how the Dessert Dash works, a little history. It was from the board member, Kayla Rosenfeld. So really generous pastry chefs as well as restaurants have donated the wonderful desserts that you've seen back there. And again, the ones that donated most to each of their tables, they're gonna be able to go first. So keep donating because you want first pick or maybe even second pick, but you want to be up there so that you get the dessert that your entire table wants. And there are some fun ones. Did you guys see some of the desserts already? Yeah? What are you hoping for? I want to try that Loco Moco dessert. That one looks crazy. Did you guys see that? Senia has donated as well. We have so many great restaurants that have participated. Diamond Bakery too. So make sure you check out that dessert table. Now again, you can bid on silent auction items until 7 o'clock this evening. The QR code is in your program. And speaking of your program, there's extra pieces of paper where you can also do some origami. And speaking of origami, that's where those centerpieces come in handy as well. So you can take those centerpieces home with you too. All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your food and drinks. I'm sure a lot of folks still continuing to have a wonderful time with all of that champagne. We're going to start some of the videos coming up in just a bit, so stay tuned for that. And we actually might even skip over and do some auctioneering coming up in a bit too. Eric is going to join us with some of that fun a little later.
And we can test if we hear the audio first? Yeah. Where's that remote? So is he, I'm not sure if he's able to play or not, so. Okay, so maybe the picture's coming on. It wants it on, I think.
Hello. Hi. This is my first time on a microphone, so forgive me. Hi, everybody. I am so excited to see all your beautiful faces gathered in one room together for the first time in years. I am so excited. My name is Jessica O'Neill. I am the chair of this year's event. Thank you all for coming. I was actually introduced to the organization about 7 years ago through one of my good friends and my mentors and a former board member, Maravik Dar. Can we please give a very happy birthday to the fabulous Maravik Dar? Happy birthday! Oh yeah. I want to say thank you to everybody who's come tonight, but a special thank you to all of our sponsors, and a very, very special thank you to everyone who has volunteered to make this event work tonight. We have worked very hard over the last several months, years, to get this together. We're so happy to see all of you. This is an organization that I am absolutely honored to be a part of. When I first came into the organization, I came as a guest to this event. And I just kept saying to Maravik, how can I help? How can I help? And so after being a guest for about 3 years, she finally asked me, do you want to be the auction chair? And I said, well, I don't know if I'm very good at that, but yes. However I can help, I would love to help. So it is my absolute honor to be the chair of this event tonight. And I am so happy and so proud, really, really proud to be a part of this organization. I have 2 young children, 2 boys, and they ask me, Mommy, why do you only work for women? And I said, you know what I say is that I'm teaching my boys to honor women, to honor the female, and we know that when women thrive, communities thrive. And I am so happy to be able to teach my young boys that and the value behind that, because every good woman needs a good man and vice versa. We are a community together, and when we all thrive, the world is a better place. So thank you all for being here, and I'd like to introduce our, I lost my page. You see, I've never been on a microphone before. Our grantee, Haley Miyaoka from Ahiki Acres.
Okay. Hello. Aloha kako. My name is Haley Miyaoka, and I'm co-owner of Ahiki Acres, a 1-acre vegetable farm located in Waimanalo. 3 years ago, I nervously called up my parents, asking them if I could return home to pursue a career in farming. They had just helped me pay for 4 years of college at the University of Rochester, where I got my degree in chemical engineering and graduated at the top of my class. I was so afraid to disappoint them, and more so to miserably fail at trying to become a farmer. So why did I risk it all and come home to become a farmer? Oh no, I forgot my prop. Wait, 1 second. I was so nervous I forgot this underneath my seat. Also, I showed up and I felt really weird carrying this, but this soil is from my farm. This soil, our aina, is the reason why I became a farmer. Many centuries ago, before industrialization and colonization, the native Hawaiians, my ancestors, prioritized conservation, collective responsibility, and shared bounty. They treated the aina as an extension of themselves, and by doing so, they were able to sustain a population of up to 1 million. Meanwhile, today, we import more than 85% of our food, and many of us have lost our connection to the land, myself even. My degree in chemical engineering wasn't a waste. I gained all the problem-solving skills I needed to become a successful farmer in Hawaii. And while I may not make as much money as a chemical engineer, I live a very fulfilled life by working the land and growing food for my community. And I'm also very grateful for my parents for supporting me during this wild journey. Besides the traditional farming challenges of dealing with pests and diseases or crop losses, I also face some issues because I'm a young female farmer. At the age of 26, I'm not treated or seen equally as other farmers. Most farmers in Hawaii are over the age of 60 and are male. When I work at the Kailua Town Farmers Market, I'm often asked, "Who grows this produce? Is that your boyfriend over there? Is he the farmer?" When I tell them that I'm the farmer, they're like, "What, really?" and are always really shocked. I've even had my dad ask my boyfriend, "Are you sure Haley's up for this? This is not too taxing on her body?" But the doubt doesn't end there. My biggest challenge right now is finding land in Waimanalo to expand my business. We are at capacity at our current location, growing everything, or selling everything that we grow, and aggregating from other local farmers to fill the gap. Unfortunately, Waimanalo is like the Kahala of ag lands. Super expensive and hard to access for a small vegetable farmer like myself. I've knocked on the doors of local landowners inquiring about leasing land and have been told, "You can't be profitable as a vegetable farmer. Do you have a day job? How can you farm full time?" I've also spoken with members of the Department of Ag who label me as a gardener or a subsistence farmer. These encounters truly break my heart because I feel unsupported and misjudged. Each week, I feed hundreds of Oahu residents by selling my produce at 2 local farmers markets and to 10+ local restaurants a week. This year, my farm is projected to bring in $200,000 in revenues and employ 4+ Oahu residents and support the livelihoods of my partner and myself. Despite these drawbacks, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Women's Fund of Hawaii, which supports programs that help the lives of women like me. Specifically, they have funded the Hawaii Women Farmers Network, which has empowered me during my struggles as a female farmer and business owner. The Hawaii Women Farmers Network aims to strengthen local agriculture through collaboration and farmer-to-farmer learning. The network reminds me that I'm not alone trying to build my business and help it succeed. I am supported by a network of 120+ women farmers across the islands. And with their support, I hope to inspire other female farmers to excel in Hawaii. You each have origami plants in front of you as the centerpieces, and before the night ends, I will place some of my soil into your centerpieces as a reminder to connect or reconnect with our Aina. Happy Earth Day, and mahalo to you and the Women's Fund of Hawaii.
Mahalo, Haley. Isn't that incredible? And you know something interesting? The average age of farmers here in Hawaii is just over 60 years old. So to have a young woman who's so inspiring, doing so well, it's just wonderful to see. So give it up for Haley, you guys. All right, and now we are going to jump back and, of course, highlight our premier sponsor. We want to say a big mahalo to our presenting sponsor, Jenkins Eye Care, and, of course, mahalo for being here, you guys.
Jenkins Eye Care is an eye office where we really specialize in the latest technology. We have a very, very busy cataract practice as well as laser surgery as well as glaucoma practice. We've always had a philanthropic arm to our business, and it's really important for us to be able to take care of patients that have issues with access to care and who do not have insurance.
It's very important for us at Jenkins Eye Care to give back to the community. There are a lot of individuals out there who are less fortunate, who have poor vision and don't have good access to quality health care, eye care included, and this is our way to improve the quality of their lives.
Part of my mission is always to try to take care of my community at large, and a sub-mission is to try to take care of patients that don't have adequate resources to have good eye care.
So mahalo to Sharon, and of course, thank you to Jenkins Eye Care, again, our presenting sponsor for this evening. All right, and we also want to now celebrate tonight's cosmic sponsors.
Lots of things in life you don't get to do more than once. You only have these little tiny children for like 5 years, and those 5 years, they go by so fast, and if you miss it, they're gone. Sweet 16 when they're the most beautiful they'll ever be, and senior portraits are the last tiny window before they end their childhood. And those childhood years are over forever. I'm Monica Lau, owner of Monica Lau Photography in Kailua, Hawaii. I'm a fine art portrait photographer with over 30 years of experience. My work has appeared in the Oprah Winfrey Show, Good Morning America, and in New York Times Square twice. I'm a proud sponsor of this year's Women's Fun Tea and Champagne event. In front of you is a gift from me. I invite all of you to a personal branding session, including hair and makeup and multiple wardrobe changes. Call me this week to schedule your consultation. Don't forget, Mother's Day is coming up. What images will your loved ones find of you someday? It's important to exist in portraits for you and your loved ones. Call me this week, and I look forward to seeing you at the studio soon.
And you guys hang on to your gift vouchers, again, $350. So mahalo, of course, for giving us these. So excited to check you out, Monica.
Starting a family is a dream for many people. Offering a unique, individualized approach to fertility care, there are many options available to make that dream come true. Using the most advanced technologies available, for over 10 years, we have helped patients become parents.
From ovulation induction to IVF, to the use of a donor or gestational carrier, to fertility preservation and many other treatments, we tailor your care to you. Sometimes the solution can be very simple. Call us to get started on your fertility journey.
When I heard that they were having an open call for female sailors to join SailGP, that's an opportunity of a lifetime for any sailor. I got a call from Jimmy March 24th, 2021.
We looked at a lot of different applications, but CJ's was one that really stood out.
He said, CJ, we want you to be on our team. And I was just absolutely screaming and jumping up and down in the parking lot. I really want to be the best sailor I can be, so I reached out to our Team USA coach. Philippe gave me a few tasks to use Oracle Cloud, helping him create graphs to visually see what the top teams were doing.
And we see CJ Perez there, just 18 years old.
At Caddies, we made a really great tactical decision to split at the top mark.
The USA moving from third to first.
Oracle Cloud was a huge part in the success of winning that race.
Go race win for CJ. CJ Perez on board that American.
That day I made history being the first American female to win a race on SailGP.
National champion CJ Perez.
To come from Hawaii and represent them on such a global scale like SailGP, it feels amazing.
How cool is that? Now CJ Perez couldn't be here this evening because she's actually practicing with the team in Italy, but CJ's parents, Lorna and Carlos, are here this evening. Can you guys please stand? Yeah, stand. Okay, there they are. So wonderful. Congratulations to your daughter, and of course, thank you to Oracle as well. All right, and now you guys, it is time to honor tonight's honoree. Now, tonight's honoree is Dr. Tyree Lee Jenkins, which was produced by a WFH grantee, Hawaii Women in Filming. We want to present our tribute, which was produced again by the WFH grantee, Hawaii Women in Filmmaking. Take it away.
My name is Tyree Jenkins. I grew up in Wilmington, Delaware. I moved to Hawaii in 1989, and I've started my ophthalmology practice here in 1991. So I've been a practicing ophthalmologist in Honolulu since then and have quite a busy practice. I grew up in a family where community service was really important. I'm the 5th generation in my family to be involved with healthcare. My mother was a nurse, my grandmother was a physician, my great-grandmother was a nurse, and my great-great-grandmother was a compounder in rural Pennsylvania. I have 2 very successful children. I have a son that lives in Brooklyn, and I have a daughter that lives here in Honolulu. In fact, she's very involved with philanthropy. She is the 6th generation of community-minded women in the family. And the Women's Fund of Hawaii, for me, was a great avenue to continue that tradition, not only by donating, but by fostering all those other small nonprofits that are helping the community. So when I was on the Women's Fund board, of course, you know, health issues are important to me because I'm a doctor. And some of the grants that came in directly involved health inequities. And one of them was on the island of Lanai. There was a women's health clinic, and they actually had their exam table in the hall. I mean, they literally had no space. And we gave them a grant to actually make a special room so they could do exams in private. It's really important to support organizations that really understand the cultural differences in how people access healthcare, and I think the Women's Fund of Hawaii really digs deep into those kind of organizations. They were also community-minded, that I felt like this is something I need to continue that legacy. And the nice thing about the Women's Fund is they actually promote that legacy as well within their grantees, in that they help those grantees become stronger, and they help the grantees service the women and girls in their communities. I remember one of my favorite grants was this organization, a group of women, moms in Honoka'a, who saw their daughters really not doing so well after school. They needed something to do. So they decided, let's start a cheerleading squad. So we gave them $5,000 for uniforms and videos. And these girls actually won the Hawaii State cheerleading competition. And the reason they won in a tiebreaker is because they had a better GPA. And I am old and I'm not practicing medicine anymore, and I'm kind of retired. I want to make sure I look back in my life and feel like that I've touched a lot of people in a very positive way. And of course, my legacy is also my children and grandchildren, and to make sure that they are also, you know, going to continue the efforts to make their community a better place. I was reading something about how important it is to have harmony with yourself, harmony with others, and commit yourself to some great loves. And I think the loves aren't just people, but it's, you know, your profession, your commitment to community. And so that's kind of a new way that I'm looking at what my life has been and what is in the present and how I want it to be in the future.
And again, that tribute was produced by a WFH grantee for Hawaii Women in Filmmaking. But you guys, give it up once again for tonight's honoree, Dr. Tyree Lee Jenkins. And Dr. Jenkins, if you could please join us to the front of the room to receive your award from Women's Fund of Hawaii Board Vice Chair Karen Mukai. And, of course, to say a few words.
Okay. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Great. All right. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. Okay. I'm going to keep this short. I'm very humbled and a little surprised to be honored. I can't tell you how thankful I am, but the honorees are really those small grassroots organizations that are brave enough to identify problems, to apply for a grant, and to commit themselves to their community to make the women and girls in their community stronger. As I referenced a couple of the nonprofits we funded, one of my favorite things when I was on the Hawaii Women's Fund board was to review all the grants. And it was so inspiring, and it was so difficult to choose which people to give grants to. And I'm so proud of the Women's Fund because I was involved in the Women's Fund kind of early on, and at one point the Women's Fund was struggling, and look how strong they are now. What a wonderful organization. And some of the wonderful things they do is not only give grants, but really research facts about women and girls in Hawaii to really inform us as to how to help women and girls in Hawaii. And the other thing they did was they did a COVID emergency fund. I mean, the organization during COVID, what happened with COVID, it didn't create leaders, it revealed them. And the Women's Fund in Hawaii really stepped up and created the COVID Emergency Fund to fill in gaps and to deal with issues that had urgency. And I just want to say I'm so proud of the Women's Fund in Hawaii. You've done some wonderful things. I'm so honored that I'm an honoree, but I am just so happy that the organization continues to thrive and be successful, because we know when women and girls thrive, communities prosper. So thank you very much.
Yes, give it up for Dr. Tyree Lee Jenkins. And now please join me in welcoming up a good friend, Eric Schiff. Come on up.
Woohoo! Thank you, Kelly. Hey, everyone, one more round of applause for Ty Jenkins. It's her fault that I'm here. I don't know, it was 17 years ago, maybe? Was I at the first event? Second? Probably. When it was in the Plaza Club in the side room. And there were maybe 40 people. And Ty said, Eric, could you come help us out and do your little live auction thing? And I said, I'd be glad to. And look at this, rock and roll. There's 300 people here tonight. I'm stunned. I'm just stunned. Hey, you know that the silent auction is closed. Boom, 7 o'clock it was done. Don't forget about the dessert dash, because that's what we're getting ready to rock about, okay? So dessert dash, you've got this code on your little tent on your table. Scan your donate thing, get teed up, and get ready to get going, because we want to raise some funds and do some neat things for parent support programs, job training for houseless women, fund domestic violence advocacy programs, okay? But we can't do it without your help. So we've got to drive for 25. We want everything tonight goes to Dessert Dash. Every donation you make goes to Dessert Dash. But we want to see if we can get an acknowledged $25,000 raised tonight. And I've got $5,000 to kick it off, graciously donated by Marvik Dar. Marvik, raise your hand. Stand up right there. Over here. Thank you, Marvik. Marvik's birthday. One more time. Happy birthday to you. So, is your birthday coming up? Somebody? Who wants to think about, no, who don't think, who wants to raise their hand and do what Maravik did? Who's ready tonight to support with $5,000? We have, boom, Leela. Oh, you're donating, Elizabeth, is Elizabeth here? No, okay. Leela Goldstein is deputized to donate $5,000 on behalf of Elizabeth Wong, all right? We are 40% on the way to raising $25,000. You can make your donations through the donate button, but we'd like to hear from you. Anybody else thinking about $5,000? Anybody else thinking about $5,000? Right over here, table number 7, $5,000. We're going to have one of our concierges visit you right here. You can either process there. Hey, we are 60% on the way. Anybody else thinking about $5,000? Anyone? 5,000 tonight? 5,000. Let's talk about $2,500. $2,500. Hey, Elizabeth, thank you so very much. Elizabeth Grossman just donated $2,500. So that got us to $17,500. We're getting there. Is somebody else thinking about $2,500 tonight? $2,500 right over here. Hey, is that Judy? Hi, Judy. $2,500 from Judy. Thank you so much. That just got us to $20,000. We've got $5,000 to go. Anyone else thinking about $2,500 for Women's Fund tonight? $2,500 to help out the programs. $2,500 to promote the great things. You have a $3,000 donation right here. Boom. Now I'm going to have trouble adding because that just got us from 20 to 23,000. Thank you so very much. To support the things that you see like Haley does with her agriculture program that lift women up. $2,500 in the house. Anyone else thinking about it? Okay, how about $1,000? Boom, I got $1,000 right here. That just got us another $1,000 right there. We just made the $25,000. Let's not stop there. Let's keep going. Are you in for $1,000? I got $1,000 right here at table 17. I got 2 at table 12 and 1 at table 17. I've got one in the back right. Sarah, how are you? Good to see you, Sarah. Sarah, what's your table number? 20-something. It's hidden by your other sign. 23. Table 23 is in for $1,000. Who else is thinking about $1,000? Right over here. Have I got 2 hands up? Each of you has a hand up? Good. You're not a couple spending the same amount of money? No. Perfect. I love it. There's $2,000 over at table 21. We were at 23, 24, 25, 27. I think we're at 28,000. I see him right over here waving at me. I see Jessica's in the house. Boom, she's got $1,000 to help out. Is there another $1,000? I got another 1,000 right there. Folks, you can process that on your QR code or one of the concierges will be around to catch up to you. If they don't, please flag them down. $1,000. Who else is thinking about $1,000? Did I miss you? $1,000? Who's got $500 to help out? $500 to help out. $500 way over there. Thank you very much. You're so far. Oh, I see you. I love you. $5,000. I'm not sure what table 28. I got $500 right over here. Another at table 21. Anyone else thinking about $500 right over here? Coco's in for $500 at table 23. Anyone else? $500 over here. What's your table number? Table 22 has got 500 in. Lisa, you got to count for me? We lost track. I think we're at about $28,000. Can we get to 30? Another 500 in the house? Another 500 right here. Thank you very much. The friend I walked in with. I love it. 500 right over here. I don't know your table number. 21. No. 16. Table 16 has got $500. I see another $500 over here at table 22. What are we waving at? Right over there. They're donating. Okay, table 22, process them or scan it in and enter it via your phone. You'll get miles. If I got 500 over here, thank you so very much. I think we're closing in on $30,000. Who's got $500 to get us over $30,000? Right over here. Oh, Mona, is that a donation? Hey, table 9, my banker, everybody, Mona Choi, right back here. Huh? She's got $500. Round of applause for $30,000. Woohoo! All right. All right, if you don't have 500, we're going to ask for 250. Who wants to raise their hand for 250? Don't forget, all your donations go to your dessert dash. Annie Hiller's in for 250. I got Bernie in for 250. I've got another 250 at table 20. Thank you very much. I got Joy's in for 250. Joy, thank you, man. I got 250 right here at table number whatever you guys are. Hey, don't forget, either enter it in or flag down a concierge, huh? We got Sherry's in for 250. Sherry, thank you so much. Who else? 250 right here from Suzanne. Thank you, Suzanne. I got 250 in the back. Thank you so very much. Either enter it via your phone or flag down one of our concierges with a tablet and process out. All right. I heard a lot of 250s. I'm going to count that as another $1,500. We're going to call it $31,500. Woohoo! Okay. Everybody remember, dessert dash, baby. It's the highest total for your table. So if your table just donated to the $31,500 we raised, that goes towards it. You can get in. You can put $1 in. You can put $5, $50, whatever your number is. But we're going to calculate the total soon, and then we're going to do the run for dessert dash. And don't forget, when you do the dessert dash, pick out a runner. Pick somebody on your table, give them your table number, and they're going to put it down next to the dessert of your table's choice. Further instructions needed? I don't think so. We're going to count it up, and we'll be back in a little bit to announce the dessert dash and who's going to go pick out the first dessert. Are you ready? When you're ready, we're going to go. All right. Hey, everyone, thank you very much. My name's Eric, and I'm so glad to be back in person.
All right, you guys. As Eric has a more booming voice than me, I have to turn up the knob. All right, you guys, as Eric just said, we are going to be tallying up the totals. And if you didn't get a chance to raise your hand just now, you do still have time to donate. So if you want to flag down any of our girls walking around with the iPads and make sure you donate a little bit more to get yourself a bit more on top for that dessert dash, you can still do that. We're going to be tallying up right now, though. So if you do have any last-minute donations, make sure you get those in and stay tuned. The dessert dash is coming up in just a bit. All right, you guys, the totals are still being tallied, but I just wanted to say the silent auction is now closed, but you can't pick up your items until after 8 p.m. So after 8 o'clock, you'll be able to collect your items if you won, and hopefully you did, and that will be in the silent auction area.